Good morning, everyone. Hello. Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's very good morning. Shall we start? Shall we begin the session? Okay. Today is the next sample, that is sample number 4 of the division 3 from the classroom of. Now, the next sample is from the James School, that is a science teacher, and the Diane Atonic, that is a teacher librarian at Dancourt Junior High School in the Ampton. And James and Diane both have 20 years of teaching experience, and Diane works with the teaching staff to develop an integrated library program. So this is the main story, this is the main background history. Now what is the topic? The topic is culmination of the history of the Earth unit and the preparation for a trip to the Trial Museum. This is generally related to the history of the Earth unit and also preparation for a trip that is continued to the Trial Museum. Then subject is a science, grade is 8. Number of students is 32. Time is 10 class per period. Objective is to motivate the students to use the creativity and the ingenuity to present the material to their peers. Whatever the material that they ask, whatever the objective that tell us, so that to motivate to use the creativity and the ingenuity to present the material to their peers. Level is advanced. Research stages is all emphasis on the information sharing. Now stage number 1 is planning. It takes about 2 days. The unit, the history of the earth, was taught in the class, but students were told a library project that would be concluding the activities. So stage number 1 is planning. That takes about the 2 days. So the unit, history of the earth, was just taught in the class, but the students were told a library project that would be the concluding activity. And students also selected their own topic from any section of the unit and were given complete freedom to choose how, alone, group, or and method to present the material. And they were also assured that all the techniques were variable and they would not lose marks for being creative. So whatever the marks, whatever the creative sentences that they carried out, so that will not choose the material, that will not taken out with the freedom. That is how it will be carried out to provide the or present the material. So at the end of the stage, students informed the teachers of their plan and product and provided a very general evaluation criteria method outline. Example for videotape, production, special effects, sound, creativity, content, technical quality for themselves. And teacher also used with the teacher librarian, that is used with the end products. Then stage number 2 is information retrieval. That also takes 2 days. So students collected the information from a variety of the resources, including the card catalogs, reference books, and other non-fiction books, audiovisual material, pamphlet file, and a magazine index. And the teacher and the teacher librarian were available for consultation, and this teacher or the teacher librarian marked a working bibliography. That is the information retrieval. Then stage number 3 is information processing. That also takes 3 days. The students chose their own strategies to select, evaluate, organize, and record information before beginning work on their final product. So they have to choose, they have to select, they have to evaluate, they have to organize and record the information. And students were encouraged to consult the teacher and the teacher librarian for the feedback. In terms of this, the teacher librarian conducted in-services on the video cameras for those students who requested the material. Sorry. So that information processing will be carried out, will be used in the material that will be given by the teacher librarian. Then stage number 4, yeah, there is a comment on this, comment on using the research. So I feel that the Resource-based learning increases students' interest because everything is a resource-based, motivation levels and the opportunity for the group work. And you can only do this if you have a good working relationship with the teacher librarian. Then stage number 4 is information sharing. So most of the students also presented their project to the whole class. Some of the project involves included videotapes, one with the characters dressed in the caveman costumes, a puppet show describing the eras of the Earth history, numerous posters, written reports, and the poems, and the end product that was evaluated according to the criteria outlined developed by the student. So whatever the criteria, whatever the logic that they are using out so that they share the information about the eras of the Earth history. Numerous posters, written reports, and the poems. Then stage number 5 is evaluation. So the students as audience wrote responses to the class presentation. And the students also use these responses to reflect on their experience and that provided or that is used with the teacher and the teacher librarian with their own assessment, with their own criteria that based on the evaluation criteria outlined from the planning stage and also reached a final evaluation during a conference with the teacher and the teacher librarian. So whatever the teacher librarian effect, whatever the guidance that will be used out, that will be used as an audience, wrote the responses to the class presentation. The students use the responses to reflect the experience, provide the teacher and the teacher librarian effect, assessment criteria that based on the evaluation criteria outlined, that is from the planning stage, and reached a final evaluation during a conference. The teacher and the teacher librarian. This is the scenario. This is the picture that shows about the interaction among the teacher and the teacher librarian. Now, any doubt in this simple approach, that is a simple 3, any doubts in even? In each and every sample that may be of the division 3, 4, there are 5 stages. Same, planning, retrieval, information retrieval, information processing, sharing, evaluation, everything is same. Then sample 5, division 4. Number 5 is, that is a division of, in the classroom of Edexcel, who has 15 years of teaching experience and is currently a teacher librarian in the social studies, 30 teacher at Lindsay Thurber Comprehensive High School in Reddy or Deer. Now topic is population and the resource distribution in third world countries. Stage number 1 is planning. That is for the 1 day. This activity was cooperatively planned by the teacher librarian and the teachers. And the subject matter or the subject teacher was responsible for the pre-research phase of this unit and discussed the curriculum goals of the unit with the students. Whatever the curriculum goals, whatever the research phrases, whatever the research criteria that were explained, that were used with this unit, and also discuss the curriculum goals of that unit also. And the teacher and the teacher librarian will be discussed with the curriculum opportunities that will be given. So teacher provided students with an outline of the requirement of the assignments, options available, and describe the method of evaluating the unit. The research phase of the assignment were described, and the teacher librarian input and participation in the teaching and evaluation of the input were explained. So that were explained with the 20 grade, subject grade, and then the number of students is 30 per class, then topic or the time is 3 to 4 class period, that is 80 minutes per period. Objective is students will develop a strategy that allows them to identify and define a problem of population or inadequate facilities, whatever the facility that they were given. So resource distribution in a third world century or third world country. They will be able to suggest possible solution to the problems identified, whatever the problem that identified. Now the level is all, research strategies or stages are the all, emphasis on the information processing. So that main focus is on the processing or information processing. The teacher provided the students with an outline of the requirement of the assignments, options available, and describes the method of evaluating the unit. And this research phase of this assignment were described, and the teacher librarian input and participation in the teaching evaluation were explained. During this pre-research stage, the subject teacher defined the essay question and identified the problem to be solved. In the same way, students also selected a developing country to study from a list prepared by the teacher and the teacher librarian. This list was limited to the countries in which suitable information was available, and students used an encyclopedia that were to get a general outline of the information and to narrow their topic. Then prepare a thesis statement to explain the reasons or events that may have contributed to the country's status as a developing country. Developed a list of the research questions to guide their research. Submit it to the teacher before they begin, and the list of the resources that they thought would be useful to them, would be beneficial to them. So all these informations will be provided with an ongoing basis with each and every level that is emphasis on the information processing. And students were expected to check with the teacher and the teacher librarian for feedback as they progressed through each step in the assignment. Now, what are the various steps that is explained? So complete a formal written paper and outline, presents their work to the class in an oral presentation with the chart, design a short quiz on their material to check peer understanding. That may be optional, that may be a quiz to check the peer understanding. Then assist the fellow students in evaluating their work presentation. Complete a list of references to be submitted with the final draft of the paper. This is one of the important that complete a list of references, whatever the reference we are giving, with a complete evaluation with the final draft of the paper. Then demonstrate the understanding of the research process by applying previously learned skills, whatever the learned skill that will be used. Then stage 2 is information retrieval. So students were provided with a list of the resources to use to complete the research. And the students were expected to apply all information gathering skills that were mastered to this point to locate current information, current expectations. And they were also encouraged, or students were encouraged to use other libraries to supplement the school library resources. And they were expected to gather information from computers, video cassettes, film strips, and the films. At this stage, students were evaluated by the teacher librarian on their working bibliography. Then stage 3 is information processing. That also takes 2 days. So students were taught to identify the relevant information as they read. They were expected to find out or identify the main ideas and the details relevant to their topic, to assimilate the new vocabulary, to summarize the information, and to use the text structures such as the chapter headings to assist them in their search. Then stage number 4 is information sharing. That also takes 2 days. So students presented their findings to the class as a whole. So they present their findings to the class. That may be an oral synopsis, that may be a written synopsis. Then evaluation. The students provided the feedback to a teacher and the teacher librarian on the assignments and identify the research skills that they could use in other subjects also. That is the evaluation. And the students are presented with the opportunities to use a variety of the format to access information that may be a print, non-print, and computer, and to use these methods to present the information. Given the adequate instruction, strategies, technology, resources, senior students are capable of producing very sophisticated and insightful work. and a fair amount of effort and resources were devoted to the Cross Grade Social Studies unit, and one research unit that is clearly defined and designed to achieve the specific goals, and the result that is much more effective in the teaching, very much effective in impacting the learning than any number of the hazard or poorly planned unit. That means everything is planned out, everything is in the plan, nothing that you are going to meet the goal and you don't know the results